welcome back to another episode of Delusional Sports. This episode we got heavy hitters and scrubs of the week. Ricky's going to start off with his heavy hitter. Who you got?
For my heavy hitter is going to be Patrick Star Mahomes with 294 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. And also he took his team to the Super Bowl, so bravo to you. Hopefully you lose to the 49ers.
Okay. I got Daniel Sorensen, the dark horse heavy hitter of the week.
I like
he
that.
has came in.
You like
big.
that?
He's came in big. Like, he might not get all the stats, but he comes up in key moments. Like last week, he forced 2 fumbles. This week, he just seemed to make all those third down key stops.
And also, just add on that is, since they were loading the box, they asked him to cover the whole.
Yeah, he was
the whole
way back here.
Yeah.
The read he had on that punt last week saved the game for us.
That was huge.
It could have gotten out of hand.
Yeah. And my second heavy hit of the week is Svi Mikhailuk.
Ah, I like that.
He had a career high just the other day, 25 points, 9 for 11 on threes. So let's go.
I actually had him as well, so
Really? Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, okay, so moving on. My heavy hitters of the week, Raheem Mostert. That's insanity. 222 rush yards and 4 touchdowns on the Packers. The 49ers said you can't run, you don't have run defense, so we're going to exploit that, as a lot of teams have done this year, even though Packers did only lose 4 games this year, including this one, but when they did, it was really bad, especially on the run games. They looked really, really bad. And then my second one is Mr. Proper 12 himself, Conor McGregor. Knockout in 40 seconds. Mystic Mac is back. And that's all I got to say about that.
I got 2 heavy hitters for the week. My first one is just John Morant and the Grizzlies, and honestly, it should be the last couple weeks. I mean, they're arguably the hottest team in the NBA. Dude has a highlight every time he plays. He's not scared of anything, and, the Grizzlies are in the playoffs right now. So, I mean, I know they have a losing record, but, when they've won 7 straight, I mean, that's a team on the uptick, and they have a lot of good young talent. Jaren Jackson, Dylan Brooks, guys like that, Brandon Clark that they just drafted. So, I mean, I'm a fan of watching the Grizzlies. They're entertaining. And then my other heavy hitter for the week is actually the Portland Trailblazers. That trade they did. Getting Kent Bazemore out of there. Kent Bazemore couldn't guard a paper bag in the wind.
That is actually
pretty tough.
That's a tough cover.
He, that's what he's built his career on, is being a defensive stopper. And, Luka is a tough guard. I get that, but Luka was like, oh, yep, lunch meat. This is an easy bucket. And, after 2-3 straight games of just getting crossed out of his shoes, they were like, get out of here. And, they brought in, some decent players, and they brought in Trevor Ariza. Trevor Ariza might not be what he used to be, but he can't be any worse than Bazemore. And that brings a veteran to the team and wing guarding that they need. They have size in Carmelo, but he's not the best defender. So, Portland struggled all year, but they do have the pieces. And I think this might be the one that gets them, they're not going to be a top 3-4 seed like everyone predicted them. But I think this might get them back into the playoffs. And seeing Portland as a 6-7 seed in the playoffs, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, and Whiteside's been playing really well.
Yeah, and they got Nurkic back.
Yeah.
So.
And they're big heavy. They're a big heavy team, which is going to, I think, help.
Yeah, literally before they got Carmelo and Ariza, it was 82 guards and 82 big men. And it's who's going to at least put up a fight with
It was
LeBron?
Batum, but then he started sitting on his money in Charlotte.
I mean, I would too if I got traded to Charlotte.
And Michael Jordan's wanted to pay me $150 million.
Oh, yeah. Also, another shout-out. I'm not going to get into this on Heavy Hitters of the Week, but Brandon Ingram. Dude's just playing unbelievable ball right now.
Moving on.
So, since Svi was taken, I gotta put a substitute in. No one's really talked about this, but Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. I think we need to send a care package to Ryan Fitzmagic. I think he really deserves at least a handshake. I think he single-handedly brought us to the Super Bowl as easily as we did. maybe easily is not the right word, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Along with that, gonna talk some more KU kind of ball in a roundabout way here. So I saw something on Twitter earlier that someone said Sammy Watkins is the 2018 Malik Newman. Terrible regular season, coming alive in the playoffs.
I like the comparison, yeah.
So, I mean, the touchdown he had today, what was that, probably 60-yarder?
Yeah.
Big TD. That was biggest play he's had. And
It makes sense though, because everyone game plans for all your top weapons, and other guys got to step up.
gonna open up.
And to his credit, he has.
You could fall away into the shadows, but
Exactly.
when his number's been called, he picked up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Moving on to Scrubs of the Week. Ricky.
For me, it's going to be a Aaron Rodgers. He threw for 326 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had 2 INTs. So, Aaron Rodgers, you are now my scrub of the week.
And he also had 3 fumbles and 1 lost.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm going to go on the unlikely topic. I mean, we never talk about it because got the Dallas Stars hockey team. The last 2 games they've been blown out 4-1 and 0-7. So they need to get their stuff together.
Sounds like my college soccer team. Moving on. My scrub of the week is the Sacramento Kings. They're 3-7 in their last 10, and they've lost their last 4. I just want to say how bad of a hire Luke Walton was. I don't know why anyone would have thought that he was a good hire. I watched him coach the Lakers and literally throw them into the ground. So that's my scrub of the week.
I got a couple scrubs of the week. My first one is JJ Redick making a comment about guys are more worried about getting fits off than playing basketball. Some people have deals with companies where if they do get their fits off and post it on Instagram, they make more money from that than they do basketball. And I know that wasn't around when he first got into the league, so I'm sure he doesn't understand it. But also, you run a podcast weekly during the season. If you're going to talk about people not being focused, if you're during the season, shut down your podcast. I mean, that's how I kind of look at it. And then as far as my other scrub, just go ahead.
Find it.
Find it?
It'll be back. It'll come back, buddy. It'll come back.
You go ahead and do yours, I'll come back.
All right, sounds good. So, I think there's a pretty clear divide on Twitter and TikTok. I'm not a TikTok user, but we got to talk about Jackson Mahomes. That kid needs to he needs to do something.
Mahomes' girlfriend too.
They are feeding each other, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
They're just feeding each other.
Yeah. For our viewers, what's going on there?
So Jackson Mahomes just does the TikTok dancing trend stuff.
It's so
horrible.
cringy.
It's very bad.
I
And
hate it so much.
It'd be one thing if he did that and it was some teenager that no one knows. It is the best and one of the most recognizable humans on the planet at this time, brother. It's just a culmination of, we gotta do something about
That's
that.
embarrassing.
But he's getting embarrassed and sacrificing for Patrick. That way he don't get embarrassed.
I don't
on
get
the
it.
field. No?
I don't get it.
I mean, maybe the only place Patrick's happy is on the field, and that's why his performance is
Yeah,
so good.
dude.
Because if
He's
on
like,
the
when I'm
field,
on the field, he can't be near
I
me.
can't be
Yeah,
near my
that's true.
brother or my
Yeah.
girlfriend.
That's true.
Every
There's-
single video is just his girlfriend drunk yelling
Oh, she
obnoxiously.
does. She yells as loud as she can.
There's rumor that they're going to bring him down to be with the cheerleaders next week, or Super Bowl week.
Let's
That
hope
is
not for
gonna
that.
be
I hope
awful.
I hope he finds. Oh, like the brother.
Yes.
Oh, I was hoping it was
Jackson.
Patrick and he could find a new girlfriend and just move on.
Well, that too. If he goes down there, I hope they get beat like 50-0.
Yeah,
I can't
I mean,
stand
I'm a
Jackson
Chiefs
Mahomes.
fan, but I would, I wouldn't be mad about that. We had it coming. But yeah, for my second screw of the week, it's the MLB.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah. As an
I get
organization.
that, as a whole,
Yeah.
it's already hard enough to get people to watch your sport. That's why they call it America's pastime. Not a lot of people care about it until
They pass by it.
September or October. But you got the sign stealing thing, which in and of itself, I play golf. You know, it's the thing about integrity. I get that, but that doesn't mean you just open a floodgate for everyone snitching on each other. That's like, you know, we got people saying Mike Trout takes HGH. We have people snitching on Tony La Russa, who started the sign stealing thing, which happened in the 80s. Like, if we're gonna go back into every sport in the 80s,
Keep
like,
your receipts.
this is ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, keep your receipts. Which actually leads me to the question, which I don't really believe in, but since so many people do it already, especially in baseball, should they just make enhancing drugs okay and just say, if you want to screw your body over, screw your body over?
So turn it into the XFL.
I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I'm not really saying they should, but I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Everyone does it anyway.
They found a loophole for his thyroid, so everyone's gonna find ways around everything.
Right.
They already loosened up the marijuana policy. What's the next step? Crack?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I've always looked at it. I know this is a weird take, but and it might sound stupid. Is like if you put certain cleats on, that is technically performance enhancing. Whereas if the other team doesn't get the same type of cleat,
Jerry Rice used stick 'em, so.
So yeah, I could see it from that perspective, like where it's like if you do get an advantage from taking this, like so be it. It is an advantage, but it is killing your bodies, and just like with the NFL trying to stop preventing helmet hits, which they're never going to actually prevent as a whole.
Yeah.
But just less hits. I get it on that point of view where it's just like you're killing your body. Like don't.
I mean, I get why people are mad. Like it's a really messed up situation. But everyone just ratting on each other and bringing down the sport as a whole, how does that help anyone?
Right.
I mean, yeah, people are mad that they're getting screwed out of money, but baseball has arguably the most money of any sport in America.
Right.
So you're going to get
And
paid
they have
regardless.
TV. Yeah, they have like a 30-year TV deal that they still have like 20 years left.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't... And, like, if you're going to punish someone for doing that, go all out and actually punish them. Like, $5 million to $1 billion franchise means... That's like you saying, I owe you 15 cents. Like, here you go.
Yeah, where's my
cool.
15 cents, by the way? From 2 years ago.
My bad, dude.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, no, never
Forget
mind.
your 15 cents. What's my $20?
Alright, anyway, that'll conclude it for this
I got
episode.
one more, man. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. We do have one more scrub of the week.
I'm just... No, but you touched on it a little bit, but McGregor and the Cowboy fight.
Right.
I mean, I thought that was gonna be I didn't know what to expect, to be honest, because McGregor had to put on 20 pounds to make this fight happen. I thought he was gonna be big. I thought he was gonna be slow. No, Cowboy got the crap beat out of him, and he's one of my scrubs of the week because you shouldn't let that happen. I mean, you shouldn't get knocked out pretty much by a shoulder.
Yeah.
You can't take 4 shoulders in a row.
Yeah, especially someone coming into your weight
Get
class.
out of the way. Yeah,
And
come on.
the thing is the biggest thing why I thought Conor was going to win this fight is because I felt like he was finally in the right mindset again. He wasn't engulfed by all the fame.
I don't think he was
wasn't
for money this time.
He wasn't just like in his mind like I'm the greatest thing to touch this earth. He kind of like brought it back down to basics, got the right people around him again, and going to jail and whatnot probably helped that out. But just seeing him in his right mindset, as soon as like about a week before the fight started, I started seeing a lot of his interviews leading up to it, and he was just really respectful and in the right mindset. I figured like he's gonna win this.
Well, he had like a really subdued celebration when he won. I went over there and hugged him and stuff like that.
And that's what you like to see from the UFC.
Yeah, and it's a big win for the UFC because I've seen, I saw the social media thing all the way from McGregor's back, McGregor Mayweather 2, McGregor Masvidal, McGregor Khabib, all the way to the end of the spectrum that said Cowboy through the fight, which he was tentative, which was a little weird because he hasn't, but like he also completely shattered his nose in the fight before. Right. So like if someone catches you real early right around your nose, you're gonna be tentative. But yeah, it's just like the fact that the UFC is even being talked about as much as they were, like he's brought back so much.
Right, and he's the biggest thing
good or
they
bad,
have,
they're being talked about. Yeah, I mean, literally it's him and John Jones are the two people everyone loves. So.
Right.
And we'll at least talk about. No one really loves John Jones, but he gets their rating.
Yeah, Chandler Jones is probably not too happy with him in the NFL, but Anyway, that'll conclude it for
I'm not
this.
happy with Chandler Jones.
All right, that'll conclude it for this episode, Delusional Sports. We'll see you next time.
Bye.